For today's question, we're not given all that much information. We're told we have a square sitting inside a rectangle and we have the dimensions of both of them. And we're asked to find the red area that you can see here. Now I'll give you a clue. Even though it's a square and a rectangle, the real trick to this question is all about triangles. So I recommend you pause and try yourself, then come back and look at my solution. So here's my attempt to copy this drawing. The first thing I would do is I'd try and fill in anything I could. Find out any information you could. And one thing that jumps out to me is this triangle here. We know a lot about it. We know it's a right angle. We know this length is 5 because it's the side of a square. And we know this height is the same as this height. It's a rectangle. So that's 4. That's 3 things we know about triangle. We can get everything about that. 5 squared is 25. 4 squared is 16. That means 9 adds on to 16 to get 25. Square root of 9 is 3. That's the dimensions of this triangle. Now the next step isn't completely obvious, so I'll give you another clue. The next step is this triangle, and this small triangle up here have something in common. That is to say, they are similar. In fact, 2 of them are even equivalent. Now, what does that mean? Similar means all 3 angles are the same. Equivalent means that and their lengths are all the same. So how do we go about showing that? There's a couple of ways. What you could do at this point is you could simply find out what this angle is. You know 4 things about this triangle. You could use trigonometry to find out this angle and this angle. I'm not going to bother doing that. Let me just name the angles. In fact, I'll just use dots. I'll name this angle 1 dot and this angle in here 2 dots. I'm going to try and show that this triangle is the same as this one here. So if we think of this angle up here, the 1 I call it, it is equal to 180 minus 90 minus this 2 dot angle. And we also know this is 90 degrees. It's the corner of a square. So this angle in here is also 180 because of a straight line. Take away the 2 dot and the 90. This is the same as this angle up here. Here's another 90 degree. By a similar logic, this is now 2 dots. By a similar logic, well, we know that's 90. This is 1 dot and up here is 2 dots. All 3 of these triangles are similar. And once we know a triangle is similar, all we need to do is find one of its lengths. And with that one length, we can find out the length of all the other sides. So for example, this big triangle here, we know this length here is 5. The equivalent length on the other triangle is also 5. That means these triangles are the same. They're not only similar, they're equivalent. The angle across from the dot is, the length across from this dot is the same as the length across from this one. So 3, and this one here is 4. Now this last triangle clearly isn't equivalent. We can tell that it's definitely a different size, but all we need to do again is find one of its lengths. And we know this length is 4, this length is 3, so I know this length here is actually 1. So that means this triangle, the length across from the 2, the length across from the 2 here is 4, this is 1. This triangle is just 4 times smaller. So the length across from the 3 would be 3 over 4. Instead of the 5, it's 5 over 4. It's just 4 times smaller, the dimension of it at least. Okay, none of that actually finds us the red area. So let me do that now. I'm going to find the red area by getting a rectangle, this rectangle from here to here. That's length 7, because this is 4 and this is 3. So this must be length 7. Its height must be 4. Its area then is 28. I'm going to get that rectangle and I'm going to take away this triangle, and this triangle, and that'll leave me the red area. So I'm going to take away this triangle, which is 3 times 4 is 12. Half of that, that's an area of 6. I'm also going to take away this triangle here, which it's equivalent, so it's also area 6. But 3 times 4 is 12. Half of that is 6. And I'm going to take away this small triangle in here. You can do that 2 ways. We can go 1 times 3/4, and half of that is, let me just write here, 3 over 8. Or you can think of it, this triangle, as 4 times smaller in its dimension. That means its area is 16 times smaller. 6 divided by 16 is the same as 3 over 8. So finally we have, let me write it out again, 28 minus 6 minus another 6 minus 3 over 8 is the area of the red area. Put all that together, we get 125 over 8. Okay, that's it for this question. If you did like the video and want to see more, if you like or subscribe, you're more likely to see it in your feed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.